Hi guys, fair warning, this will 1000% be a rant. I'm hoping that if I can get it out there and get it out of my brain, that maybe I can let it go. A couple days ago, we had some new neighbors moving in, and they had a whole group of friends, which is always nice when you're moving in, to have lots of people helping you. But I had the sliding glass door to our patio opened because it was a decently nice day, trying to keep the air conditioner off as much as possible, and just, enjoying the breeze. I was home by myself and just thought, it's nice out. So I guess they were taking a break or something like that, and they were standing on my patio, which again, not a huge deal. It's not fenced off or anything like that, and they were parked fairly close. But then they started smoking, and quite a few of them were smoking, and it was blowing directly into the house, to the point where I was away from my living room where the sliding glass door is. I was in my bedroom. I think I was folding laundry or something like that, and I actually got a little concerned because I had such a heavy smell of smoke, so I came out and saw what was going on. Thought about closing the sliding glass door, turning on the air conditioner, but to me that felt even more rude. So I just kind of stuck my head out, opened the screen and stuck my head out and said, "Hey guys, your smoke is blowing into the living room. Do you mind stepping away for a little bit, or stepping out, away from the door?" And most of the guys were like, "Oh yeah, cool, sorry," and they didn't realize what was happening or that they were that close to my open door. But the main guy, and I think it's the guy who ended up moving in, stood there, and he never said anything to me, but we were looking at each other, and he just stood there and continued to puff away. And so I stood there and thought he was going to maybe ask a question, or I don't know. I mean, I also know that I've had a few instances where, I've asked somebody who's smoking to either move away from me or I'll move away from them or something like that. And they tend to get a little bit of an attitude. And I also understand, after speaking with somebody who is an active smoker, they feel persecuted. They feel everybody's picking on them. They feel everybody judges them and these kinds of things. And I get that. I also get that smoking is an addiction, and it's, they have all kinds of chemicals in there and nicotine that causes the addiction. It can also be a social thing, and I totally understand all of that. My husband smoked for 20 years, and when he finally quit, I threatened to take the kids for the 2 weeks afterwards and move into a hotel until he had detoxed. So I understand all of that, and I was not trying to be judgy against the fact that they were smoking. It was more like, it's blowing into my home and you're exposing me to it, and now my house stinks and that kind of thing. If you want to confront me on it, or if you want to argue it, I'm 1000% on board with that. I lost my dad to lung cancer because he was such a heavy smoker for so long. The statistics, I can rattle them off to you if you want to say, "Oh, I'll take my chances." It is 100% your right to smoke. It is not your right to expose me and my family to that cancerous garbage. Yes, I get a chip on my shoulder. Yes, I am very defensive about people who smoke and things like that because of my dad, and because of the people that I know and who have been affected by lung cancer. And there's a direct correlation between smoking and lung cancer. But that's not where I was going with these folks. I was just asking them to move. Everybody else did except this one guy. And I thought, well, I'll close my door and turn on the air conditioner and wait till one of my tall boys get home, my tall men, to, you know, go defend my honor or whatever. His girlfriend came down the stairs after I think she was taking some stuff up there, and came down and was like looking at us, and I reiterated to her that, you know, I was just kind of asking if they could move away from my door because it was coming in, and she's like, yeah, of course, super sweet, apologized, took him by the arm and like walked him away. The entire time he's looking right at me, right? And I'm just thinking, whatever, maybe I came off as judgy to him, maybe I came off as snooty or thinking I was better than him, or so. I hope not. But this morning I went out to my car, normal time, to get in, pumped up to go to the gym. Not. But I set my gym bag on the hood of my car so I could, you know, unlock my car and get everything loaded in and whatnot. And there was like this perfect semicircle of cigarette butts like circling the driver door, and they were like end to end to end in a perfect semicircle. I mean, it was not random, let's put it that way, not random at all. And the fact that it was right by my driver door, the fact that it was so perfectly set up, I have no doubt as to who it was. Very passive aggressive in my opinion. I kind of kicked them away from my door and got in and traveled on my merry way. But the more I thought about it throughout the day, the angrier I got and the angrier I got. And I thought, how immature, how ridiculously immature. And these people are at least my age, if not a little bit older. And I thought, wow, this is like dealing with a teenager. And perhaps it's because, you know, they feel like they're persecuted as smokers or whatever. But more to me, it was, wow, this just went to a totally different level. And I fought with myself all day about, you know, I don't want to be at odds with my neighbors. I don't want like something like this to happen, you know, where we're like passing each other and giving each other evil looks, or most of all, I don't want this to turn into like some kind of not a prank war, but some kind of like topping each other or kind of things like that. You hear about these neighbor wars. There's YouTube videos all over the place about bad neighbors and things like that. And I don't want that to happen. If anything, we're like our own little community here, and we look out for each other and stuff like that. So I don't want that to happen. Yet, you know, as Rambo would say, they drew first blood. So I'm like trying to calm myself down. I'm trying to think, okay, this was just a juvenile kind of whatever, and you know, in the long run, maybe he thought he was being funny. Maybe he thought, you know, and I did see the wife or girlfriend out there after they had completely moved in, like sweeping and picking up the cigarette butts. So he would have had to have like either smoked all those and lined them up or acquired them from other places. I don't know. So like part of me is trying to blow it off and be like, he thought he was being funny, you know, typical man, right? Weird humor that I don't get because I'm not a man and whatever. The other part of me is like, no, I'm gonna take Dave, or better yet, Nathan, who's 6'6", up there, and we're gonna talk this out, and we're gonna, you know, all this other garbage. But I don't want that to happen either. So like, I'm trying to figure out the right thing to do. Do I just ignore it? Do I go up and talk to the wife/girlfriend and say, hey, you know, I don't know if he did this on purpose, if he's trying to be funny, if he's trying to intimidate me, if it's just, you know, he and his buddies were standing around like, haha, wouldn't this be funny to do to that person, that witch that told us to move or whatever. I don't know. I'm still mad, clearly. I'm still really mad. And I just don't know what to do with this anger. You would think I would like want to go clean or work out or something productive, but no, I'd rather just sit here and stew and film. So you are the lucky recipients of that anger, of that ire. And if you have any suggestions, like how I should deal with this, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have never, ever had a situation like this. So I don't know. Yes, I end my videos with be kind to each other always. And I want to be kind. I'm going to work on it. I don't know how to be kind to him. I don't know. Think good thoughts for me, because I'm going to get this figured out and I'll let you know what happens. Bye, guys.